How'd I get here? I asked for it. I volunteered. I wanted to fly this airplane because almost every mission you fly is operational, and because this is a pilot's airplane. It's a real challenge, every time. 2.5 hours before takeoff. You and your backup ready to go to work.
Hello, Tim.
Hey, morning.
How are you?
How are you doing today?
Okay.
A last-minute intelligence briefing.
And that concludes the items you'll be prohibited from carrying. Can I answer any questions about these?
Oh, anything to you?
A final check on the weather.
In the forecasted thunderstorms will end in the first third of Utah.
About a 344 heading for a little over 13 minutes.
You're flying the mission. You check all the flight plans made the day before. In route charts, the green card, and map boards. 2 hours before takeoff, you eat a standard high-protein, low-residue meal needed for the demands of the long mission at high altitude. The backup pilot pre-flights the plane. Tomorrow, somebody will be doing the same for him. 48 hours later, you'll be the backup. Day after that, you'll fly again. That's the cycle.
Okay, what time did you go to bed?
10 o'clock.
Okay, what time did you get up?
About 6.
Okay.
It's serious
Feeling
business.
pretty good this morning? No problem?
You'll be up there alone at 70,000 feet for an appreciable length of time. You don't need any problems. You've got enough on your hands. All that time, you'll be living in a spacesuit, sucking your meals and sipping Gatorade through a tube. An hour and 15 minutes before takeoff, suiting up for the flight. Hours at altitude. You could get the bends. That's why, an hour before takeoff, you go on oxygen.
Everything okay then, sir?
Yeah, thanks, Woody. It's okay.
You're all set.
Okay.
It's a close-knit group. We have to be. We depend on one another for our lives. The Dragon Lady asks a lot. Heat is your enemy in that suit. You lie there. You go over the mission in your mind. What track you'll go in on. What sensor settings over the target. What are the divert, emergency bases. How will the weather affect the mission? Then, it's time to get integrated with the airplane. It's the same seat used in early shuttle missions. The cockpit's small. It's a snug fit. You need help. The backup pilot is there. He's called the mobile at this stage. He's on wheels, and he'll stick with you right up to takeoff. You are going to ride a bicycle now. You're sitting on top of two narrowly spaced wheels. And there's all that wing spread. It's a real balancing act. But there's plenty of help.
Beal ground, pinion 6-7, taxi, pins, and canopy mobile.
445, fly, you're clear to Beal via the Boomerang route, maintain 1000. Your departure frequency 327.5, squawk 4232.
A graceful-looking machine, but awkward on the ground. A glider with the same engine that powered the F-106. Loaded with fuel, packed with electronics. Updated version of the original U-2 that rolled out of Kelly Johnson's Skunk Works at Lockheed back in the 1950s. The sleek Black Bird. Hand-flown, seat of the pants, but with state-of-the-art equipment. You know what the limits are. It's all your responsibility. All yours to fly. Alone.
25-0, change to departure when estimated conflict takeoff.
25-0.
So there you are. No crew. Limited radio contact. In each of us who flies these missions, there's the conviction that this is not just a job. Deep down inside, you can see yourself as the hero, the central figure in a group of 60 people who've prepared this mission, readied you for flight, people who briefed you, fed you, attended you, dressed you, got you out to the aircraft, put you into the seat, hooked you up, and launched you. We say launch, not takeoff, because so many people and procedures are involved in the launch and the recovery of just one pilot in a single aircraft. You. You volunteered, but you were selected too. And the selection process is a cautious one. They want to be sure you're the right guy to live and work with under stress. Steady, reliable, friendly.
TDY. Okay, sir, just how many TDYs are the crews pulling now? The crews are pulling about 140 days a year, TDY.
Let's say a young but experienced captain, a totally professional and dedicated Air Force officer who can handle problems on his own, accept a challenge. A man in good physical shape who can fly a plane that demands precision and is tough to land. The selection process is a serious business. Your records are reviewed. Then you're interviewed at Beal. And you also fly the U-2 trainer. U-2 and TR-1 pilots make up a small and elite group. Fewer than 300 of us since the program began back in the 1950s. So you made it. You're up there on a typical mission at 70,000 feet, collecting invaluable strategic and tactical intelligence data for national defense. You work with the normal risks of flight in this aircraft, but there are people where you fly who wish the worst for you. Your challenge is to accept all the risks and fly the mission successfully. You've got to be good at your trade. Approaching the target area, you know precisely what to do. It's all been worked out for you. What track to go in on, what sensor settings to use, but it's yours to do. It's a great airplane, a stable reconnaissance platform with a long loiter time, and a lot of history, an impressive record of performance. You know only what you have to know about each mission, but you know who has tasked your mission. And they know you by name. That goes with the territory. A ranking Allied military commander has said, If all the U-2 TR-1 aircraft could be airborne 3 hours before a war, we'd have all the information essential to the conduct of that war. We fly other missions, surveying the damage caused by natural disasters, hurricanes, floods, earthquakes, forest fires. We sometimes fly search and rescue missions. There are 2 units flying the U-2 and TR-1. Both aircraft are virtually the same. However, they fly different missions. TR-1 pilots in the 95th Recon Squadron fly out of RAF Elkinbury, England. It's a 3-year overseas tour. Their missions support the tactical commanders in Europe collecting battlefield information for NATO planning and defense. TR-1 pilots do not pull TDY. The U-2s support the folks in Washington by collecting strategic intelligence. To do that, U-2 pilots go TDY about 130 days a year.
He was honest. He told me about the TDY, and it was hard to get used to. But then when we had the chance to come here, I just couldn't say no to him. It was like I caught his excitement.
It would be all right, but we have to leave by 10.
Okay. Come on, fellas.
He was like a little kid at Christmas. And you have to realize he's not going to get over that. The Dragon Lady is number 1. You have to learn to accept that. And then to share him. Then it's okay. The TDY is okay because he's happy. And you're happy because he's happy. And if he's not always there for you and the kids, well, you learn to live with that. It's really not much different anywhere else.
All right.
Hi, Debbie.
How are you?
Okay, hanging in there. How you doing?
We're okay.
Is he coming back soon?
No, not for another month. Our husbands have to depend on one another for their lives. And it's almost the same with us. We learn to lean on one another. That closeness and that support is always there, and that helps. And then, of course, the missions, the TDY, they really don't last forever. He does come home.
Home can be anywhere in the world on TDY. But coming back home, that's back to where your heart is. You come in tired, and you're recovered the same way you were launched, with a lot of help. The airplane is designed to be stalled 1 or 2 feet above ground. It's very critical that it be stalled no higher than that. Your backup, the mobile controller, gives you your altitude calls in feet and inches above the runway.
Okay, there's 10 at the T, down to 8, 6, 5 feet, 4, 3 feet, tail still up at 3 feet. There's 2, 1.5, 1 foot, holding it 1 foot, down to 6 inches, nice.
Pump system, we got a couple of vehicles on the runway, south to north, southwest engine.
Finally, you're safely on the ground. Mission successfully completed. Your backup is there to meet you. He takes the checklist and the green card. Your written log of everything you were supposed to do on this mission. It all goes back to the people in NAV planning.
Hey, welcome back.
All right.
Heck of a fine job.
Yeah.
Have a good one?
Okay. Yeah.
Super.
There you go.
Hey, man, your checklist.
I'm gonna take this.
Get some of the stuff out of your way here. Go get up. See you on the ground.
All right.
Tired, hot and sweaty in your pressure suit. But you feel pretty good. There's a lot of job satisfaction in this line of work. Tomorrow you're off, but there's one more post-mission procedure you don't want to miss. It's in the heritage room of the squadron that each mission really comes to an end. This is where you begin to unwind and listen and learn from older and wiser heads.
How things go today? What's wrong with that autopilot thing?
Yeah, ask him. I don't know.
Well, we had some problems with it yesterday. It was, we're getting a little pitch to her
heard that temperature thing again yet, what?
Yeah, no.
Did you try turning that?
Hey, fellas. Behave yourself today, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? You were okay.
And right now, it's somebody else's turn to fly the Dragon Lady.